Good evening, Eagan Wildcat fans, and welcome to this Hockey Day Minnesota edition of your Eagan Wildcats versus the Lightning from Eastview. I'm joined in the booth today by Chris Razanen.
What's going on, Mike? Nice to be here. Got the old band back together.
Absolutely excited to see how the boys play today. Just two dads of an excellent defensive pair, if I don't say so myself.
That's right. A little bias in the broadcast crew right now.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's an exciting day out here. If you're at home sitting around thinking about coming out, you should come out. Our Bantam B1 team got a nice 3-0 win over Eastview. Bantam AA is playing Woodbury on East right now. I think they're trailing them at the moment. And then we had the girls varsity before. Really exciting game, lost in overtime to Eastview. Just great shot by one of the Eastview girls. And then after Bantam AA on the other rink, we have the U16. And then finishing the night, we have Varsity on West, JGB on East. Like, I can't imagine a better, more fun lineup for Hockey Day.
You can't really make it up. It's a great schedule. The parking lot is packed. And It's fun to see just so many games, a lot of hockey games going on around the state. Of course, the Wild will play down at Grand Casino tonight. The Iowa Wild were here for a game at the outdoor rink a couple nights ago. I think they might have lost to the Milwaukee Admirals, if I remember correctly. And just a lot going on. Hastings
the host this year. Yeah, I think Hastings, I'm not sure how they did against Eastridge. I'm sure they had their hands full.
I believe they lost.
Yeah.
Close game, 3-1 the last time I turned it off as I was heading to the rink here. And then St. Thomas and Rockridge is the game under the lights tonight. Should be another good one.
Yeah, it should be a good one. I'm not sure how Rockridge is this year, but
I think they're pretty solid. They usually put a good nice program together.
It's funny, Eastridge and Rockridge. Lots of Ridge teams playing Hockey Day Minnesota. So yeah, it is Hockey Day Minnesota. Started in 2007. Just celebrating state of hockey and the tradition. I think a lot of our development that we're known for is founded in getting outside and just playing some pickup hockey like many of us did as kids. And USA Hockey recognizing Minnesota as being a place that develops a lot of kids, and the outdoor rinks develop a lot of kids. So I think that once a year getting together and doing that, just kind of a fun little tradition for us. So.
And like the tradition of many Januaries in Minnesota, it's been bitter cold this week.
Right. I'm not going to lie, as cool as Hockey Day is, I am not sad to be here in the warmth of West Rink and not outside bundled up doing the broadcast.
I don't mind it. I think they might even have the heaters on for every once in a blue moon here. We get that kind of luxury.
Right. We did the other game. They turned them on for one period. The heaters weren't on last game for one period. So my mom and dad were excited about that. Tonight also, Stick It to Cancer Night. So,
it is.
Yep, so we're recognizing certainly cancer, something touches all of our hockey families, and pretty much everybody is affected by that. So boys did some different stuff and doing some fundraisers that we'll talk about in a little bit later in the broadcast for that.
Sounds good. We'll get the scoreboard up here.
Today's set of games will be playing shot clock 2 times. One time after the second period of this junior varsity game, and one time after the second period of the varsity game. So get your pucks now to play.
Announcer just giving the information for Chuck a Puck.
And again,
got our camera woman Caroline as usual.
And Mead, Urich, and Schmidt, you're starting forwards with that favorite pair of Razanen and Levine back at D. That one's going to go out of the rink, and a quick whistle as the puck leaves the rink. We'll come back to the far dot here just outside the Wildcats offensive zone.
Yep, we got Kerner between the pipes, and I can appreciate Caroline wanting to do camera when your kid's in net. I get it.
She likes to keep herself busy, kind of takes her mind off the play. Mead was back there. Nice step up there by Schmidt as he pushes that back behind the net for Lightning to contend with. Schmidt loses his footing there, and that one goes over to the pit of doom. Levine able to keep that in and dump it back down deep. Schmidt able to force that pass behind the net. Lightning with a tip out of the zone. That one's going to go all the way down and they will give it an icing call, even though Razanen was thinking about touching it.
Yeah.
I might have left that one alone, but the whistle brings it back down to the offensive end.
Yeah, he did just enough to look like he was doing some crossovers, but
Yep.
not hustling too much. I think last time these teams met, we got them by a couple goals. Can't remember the score down at Apple Valley, but it's a competitive game, but went Eagan's way last time.
Have to look that up as we go along here. Didn't do our full research, but that one tipped back into the zone. Steinke pulls it back to the center, settled down there by Thomas. That one cross ice. Steinke and Eddie do a good job. Get that back to Thomas. That one sent back to the boards. That one goes on net, off the stick of Kerner and into the netting. 13:57, and that was Eastview's first shot on goal, first goal of the game.
Yeah, nice job by Eric steering it. You really teach goalies, don't leave rebounds out front, put it anywhere but up front. So put it in a netting, perfectly good.
Puck down there for Eddie. He poked it to the side there, picked up by Beckwith. Pass out of the net, not collected by Skoog, but Skoog bunks his man off the puck, trying to get it deeper into the zone, still fighting with the boards, and Eastview able to come away with it. Not far enough though, as Beckwith, just outside of our own zone, sends it to Steinke, leaves it for Eddie. Eddie hops over one, not able to get back up to his feet in time. Now Thomas and Beckwith. And Thomas pushes his man into the boards. Steinke, cross ice pass, a little bit out of the reach of Skoog. Back behind the net, Skoog applying pressure. Beckwith and Eddie step up. Eddie's pushed into the board, still maintains control, pulls it back to the center, and loses the handle there. Eastview able to take it back into the neutral zone. Beckwith to pick it up. Beckwith pulls that to the center. Eastview trying to take it back in, but they had to touch up offside. That one goes into a skate. Strom pulls it off the board, sends it on deep, on net, brought in with the paddle, and saved there by Wakefield.
Ooh, that's Wakefield, yep, looks like Wakefield. So certainly a good goaltender. We know over the years, junior over in Eastview, just a really stacked goalie class in Eastview. So you got, two great goalies in that on both sides here.
That one back to the point. Shot there by Riley. Seen Riley here on the junior varsity squad, spending a little bit of time with both D and forward. Talented players. Hard shot low, save there from the point from Riley. Groutman sends that one back. Another tip to the corner there. Eastview just drilled and hammered by Groutman there, no call, and then they'll send that down all the way. Gonna get just past the crease of Kerner, caused the icing whistle there. All five remain on the ice. Have a couple changes there by the Eastview line. We'll see Groutman back at the face-off dot. Strom, Groutman, Siljan, your forwards, Gillespie, Riley back at D. Riley not able to keep that. Siljan gets a stick on that, trying to get it on his backhand back to neutral ice, but Gillespie will pick the puck up. Pulls it to the center. Nice rush by Gillespie, keeping it to the outside. Got Riley joining the rush on the center. Riley pushes that behind the net. Had Siljan there on the other side. Siljan goes back into the slot. Riley, looking like they're setting up a power play here. Sent back to the crease and intercepted there by Eastview as they come back to neutral ice. Back behind, Groutman sends that back to the boards. Gillespie sends that up and out. That one's going to go all the way down. Not far enough for icing as Eastview thought about the stretch pass for a moment, but they'll send that back to the outside. That one is going to be icing with 11:50 left in the first period. Shots on goal, one apiece.
Yeah, that's a nice little rush by Gillespie. Riley provided the assist, so you had both defensemen in the far corner, but forwards were quick to pick it up cover, and both guys got back to their spot. So little burst there, but back at it.
Mead back at the draw, pushes that into the corner. That one gets sent all the way around. Yerk was trying to get there first. Razanen in the top of circles gets a shot through traffic, deflected into the corner. Schmidt working at it on the boards, able to provide some pressure. That one picked up by Mead. Mead over to Yerk. Yerk shot on net, deflected aside. Thought Schmidt was going to have an attack at that, but now Razanen. D pass to Levine. Levine slows it down, picks it back up to Mead. Mead with Schmidt entering. Got Yerk on the left side. Mead shot, rebound, loose, still at the bottom of the circles. Schmidt circles behind the net, looking for an outlet. Picked up again by Eastview momentarily. And that one goes all the way down for another icing.
I appreciate Quinn right in front of my Bantam B1 guys hanging out over there. Always tell guys, create some space with fast crossovers. Like Quinn is very good at that move. So right in front of my team over there, Quinn, couple strides, cut to the net, great chance.
He's definitely got those first couple steps to gain speed down pat. Eddie, that one left for Levine. Levine takes it up the boards. Tries to recollect there. Eddie comes in to help. That one will go back up the board. Skoog pinch there. Razinin will drop back, take it behind his own net, and send it around the boards up for Skoog. That one goes a little bit past the stick, but out of the zone regardless. Skoog applying pressure. Picks it up in the front. Almost had a shot off. That one's loose. Skoog with a nice reach. Almost able to pull off a shot. That one back to center for Eddie. Eddie shot towards the net. Right into the open mitt of Wakefield.
Yeah, nice pressure on Wakefield so far. Shots 5-1, but certainly goalie's been here before. Lots of action growing up in his youth days. So Eastview goalies usually pretty good because they see a lot of shots.
Absolutely. Back around the boards. Beckwith trying to hold that point there. Eastview able to keep it alive and into the neutral zone. Steinke pushes his man tied up and now picked up again. Eddie was trying to kick that to himself. Beckwith pushes it. He gets pushed down as thanks. And that one will go back behind the net. Beckwith first on it for the Cats. Pulls it up the boards. He's got 3 lightning on him. Eastview tried to bring that to the crease. Thomas able to get that away. That one hits the back of the net. Opportunity for a wraparound centering opportunity. Thwarted again by the Wildcats, and we're going to have a penalty coming. Tripping call on Eagan.
I think it's Eastview.
Eastview.
Yeah.
One of the teams that begin with an E.
Yeah, I didn't see it,
Being
but I did see
down.
one of our guys go flying, so it must have been the guy in the
And it
vicinity.
is on
from
Eastview.
that. A nice save by Kerner there. Good little pass out front, but he, just like defenseman, goalie's head on a swivel, and he saw the guy and was ready for it.
Absolutely. Good coverage there. 2-minute power play here. Special teams with Skoog, Eddie, Riley Gillespie, and Steinke. Steinke trying to pull that back. Eagan loose for Riley. Riley dances the line and brings it in. Tried to sauce that over to Skoog. And Eastview able to get a stick on that. Back down deep. Gillespie and Riley talking. Able to communicate that. Riley has that behind the net. He'll look for a breakout pass. Nice cross ice pass to Eddie. Steinke ends up picking that up. Leaves that for Eddie. Eddie's got Skoog. Eddie's shot loose out front. Another nice save by Wakefield.
Good chances. Minute 22. See if we can get something going with our power play.
Groutman, Strom, and Siljan now back on. That one loose out front still. And now Wakefield sits, able to calm that down in the splits. These goalies are athletic. I will
that
give
was
them
a
that.
heck of a glove save by Wakefield, actually, and then went in the splits to cover it back up. Just got to keep pressure on him.
Groutman pushes that forward. That one goes all the way around. Siljan going to try to slow it down, and does. Drops that back for Gillespie. Gillespie finding space, sends that back for Groutman at the point. Over the side to Riley. Riley, nice pass across to Siljan. Siljan cycles that to Gillespie. Gillespie back at the point, takes a shot loose out front. That one gets blocked down. Still, Siljan shot right into Wakefield. That one gets bumped aside and sent up and out off the glass. Kerner will settle that down as Gillespie looks to pick that back up, gain speed. Pass all the way down. Strom wasn't ready for it, or maybe didn't see it coming. So icing call on this power play with 31 seconds left of the man advantage.
The Wildcats running the overload to sort of an umbrella, but mostly the overload, try to get possession. She did pretty good, had a couple good chances there, try to get a good shot.
Mead had that initially one contested draw, now back for Razinin, who gets bumped. That one goes behind the net for Levine. Levine sets it up, able to keep control, and leaves that again for Razinin behind the net. Razinin with a nice touch pass up the boards. Mead picks it up, trying to get that over to Levine. Razinin with a nice stick to get it back to the boards and out of pressure. Razinin avoids a check. Levine sends it up to Schmidt. 3-on-2 opportunity coming there. Urick able to settle it down, bring it in. Drop pass. Levine brings it back to the point. Sends it to the boards for Mead. Mead to Schmidt. Schmidt leaves that to Levine at the point. Levine deep pass to Razinin. Razinin cross to Schmidt. Shot. Rebound. Quickly covered there. Avoid pressure from Urick out front.
That was nice puck movement, good chance, nice save. Seems to be the theme early on here. Nice save, Wakefield.
Back to even strength 5-on-5 hockey. Mead pushes that forward. He gets tripped up, maybe lost an edge, no call. Eastview back through neutral ice. Schmidt with pressure. Eastview brings that in, gloves that down. 27 tried to drag their skate.
All right, keep it going, let's go!
And was called for offside regardless. Nice attempt. He knew what was happening as soon as that whistle went off. Switch here for the defense. Beckwith and Thomas now, your defensive pair, back on the ice. 7:11 left. Eagan out shooting the Lightning heavily, 10-2. That one flipped up into the Eagan bench, so that one will go at least to the center dot. Or not, just outside the zone. Mead wins that forward. Tries to kick that for himself. Another good stick by Urick. Urick able to settle it and dump it in deep. Wakefield behind the net, slows it down. That one sent back up to the point. Thomas, the shot from the point, loose and goal! Quinn Mead picks up the loose change and sends it to the back of the net.
Yeah, really nice job by Quinn. He's been playing some good hockey lately. Had a few last game as well, and fun to see that. Just staying persistent in front of the net. When you got a good goal, you got to get some dirty goals, rebounds.
Absolutely, rebounds are key for this team. Nice effort by that line.
Yep.
Scoring for Eagan, number 23, Quinn Mead. Assist for number 5, Connor Thomas. That goal at 8-12 on the period.
That was Mead from Thomas. Thomas with the single assist. Stretch pass will go all the way down. Might be enough for icing, and it is. As Thomas picks that up, and he'll send one down for the ref at the far side.
All right, and starting back off here. Mike just went to go run an errand quick. Face off in the zone, that's Eddie tying his guy up, goes back into the corner. Eastview on the breakout. Mike Levine back in the booth.
Just checking on the status of Ethan Mann out from today's lineup. He is at debate again for his competition. Good luck to him in debate competition.
Yeah, I believe it might be state. So
I believe
Ethan,
so.
Yeah, Ethan doing a nice job with that. He and I had a conversation about it, and yeah, seems to really be into that, which is great.
Now, Eagan wanting to get on the score sheet on the penalty column. Eddie goes in the box. 2 minutes for what I think was hooking,
was
if
a
I
hook.
remember
Yeah.
the call correctly. Coach TK just getting an explanation from the stripes. And that will put the Wildcats.
Yeah, it seems they're giving him
Looks
a
like we
10
might have
minute
a
as well.
2 and 10. Preston Scoob to serve the minor.
Guessing he might have said something on his way over there. Usually is how you get the 10 after a hooking.
It is possible.
Usually a hooking's not a 2 and 10, so.
That shot Initially batted down by Kerner, not caught, but covered.
2 minutes for a bouquet. That penalty at 8:56. And a misconduct penalty, also at 8:56, called on 21, Arthur Eddy. Eddy, a minor for hooking and a 10-minute misconduct.
And indeed, as announced, is a 2 and 10, 2-minute hooking, 10-minute misconduct. That shot from the point, blocked by Groutman. Groutman trying to rush. Eastview able to keep it in. Shot low and hard, right into the belly of the beast. Number 35, Eric Kerner. 5:27 left, 1:23 remaining in the penalty killer as Levine and Razinen join the ice. Uric and Strong. Razinen takes it behind the net. He's going to send that up the glass. Eastview able to keep it in. That one bounces loose. And now sent all the way down by, is that Razinen or Uric?
I think it was Uric, yeah.
Strong applying pressure there in front of the net. As Eastview looks to break out, take another go at their power play. And Levine able to get a stick on it and send it all the way down on net.
Gotta count that shot. Come on, shot keeper.
That's what I was
Give the
looking for
goalie
as
his
well.
props. If it would go in the net, it is a shot on goal.
That one high and loose. Kerner tried to get a glove on that, but Razinen picks it up as that went behind. Razinen gets it over to Levine. Levine sends it down again. Wakefield out of his crease, trying to settle it down. Mead trying to take advantage of a slight hesitation there by the Lightning. Eastview takes it up the boards, keeping to the outside. Shot easily deflected into the corner by Kerner. Loose out front. Schmidt able to clear the crease there, coming back the other way. Short-handed, keep it to the outside. He drives down, take a shot, but without the puck. Usually those don't go in. Back to neutral zone there. Mead to Beckwith. Beckwith back to Mead. Beckwith sends it up to Thomas. Just lost it, but regains control. That one tipped back into the offensive zone by Eastview. Neutral zone recovery there by Thomas. He brings it in with his backhand. Looks for an opportunity to drop to Uric. Uric tried to center there up to Riley. Beckwith sends it up into the rafters, and they're going to let play continue. Usually when you hear that thunk, out front, Riley, loose, and now covered by Wakefield. We've seen a couple of those in the past couple of games here in the confines of Eagan Civic Arena, hitting a light, hitting a rafter. Usually they call that play dead.
Right. Yeah, we had a couple of pucks come into the stands last game.
Absolutely.
I think like 3 or 4. That was kind of a high number.
Ironically, none of the fans seem to be too worked up about it. Sometimes in a game you'll hear a lot of screaming that should have been called dead, but centering pass, Skoog trying to pick up, gets it in the corner. Steinke out front, not able to get possession. Steinke with a nice back check. Thomas pushes his man into the boards. Beckwith covering out front. Riley will come away with it up the boards. Back out to neutral ice. Skoog driving, takes it, shot, goes wide. Nice forecheck there by Preston Skoog to get a turnover for his own possession. That one will get sent down. Kerner leaves that for Beckwith, who's able to ring it around the boards. Eastview will need to touch up. They send that back on. Glade offside, now back in control. Beckwith pushes his man down. Steinke trying to clean it up. Centering pass. Shot actually goes behind the net. Now back to the corner for Steinke, who sends it up the boards. Back to the Eastview point. Shot low, weird bounce and deflection. That one gets sent back out. Rolling puck, not going to make it. Icing waved off. Riley hungry for a puck turnover and gets it. Gets that to Siljan. Nice play, Riley to Siljan. Back up for Riley. He's got it top of the slot. Shot on goal, gets deflected. Gillespie tried to take a shot through traffic. That one they're going to whistle down clearly into the netting.
Clearly there. Yeah, good scoring chance for Siljan. Got a nice shot off. Nice movement by Riley that shift too.
Absolutely. They see it in their stride when they're going to pressure the puck. And now we have Razinen and Gillespie at the point. Siljan, Strom, and Groutman. Razinen settles that down for Gillespie. Gillespie sends that back up into the offensive zone. Strom pressuring. About a minute and a half left in this first frame here. Razinen defends. Siljan able to get the puck back for himself, and now he's going to fly out the outside, dump it in on net, bouncing puck, bobbled for a minute, and then easily kept safe by Wakefield.
So what I think happened, because Eddie's in the box for quite some time, they moved Riley up to take Eddie's spot at forward, keep those 9 forwards, drop to 5D, so see a little bit different D pair for the remainder of that penalty. And hey, we like Riley up at front too, because
absolutely
produces a lot of pressure.
Levine, top of the circle, tries to center that to Strom. Groutman to Strom. Strom picks that back up. Got Levine out front.
1 minute remains. 1 minute.
Strom to Riley, to Siljan. Back to Strom. Strom has Groutman. Tried to tip that around back. A little pushing and shoving. And we play on.
I think Strom kind of patted him on the head. I don't think the guy appreciated that too much.
No one usually appreciates that attaboy mentality.
Right.
But encouraging. He could have been a punch. Pat is definitely less violent. Meade at the draw for the Wildcats. Meade pushes that forward. Gets blocked there by the other centerman. Picked up there by me. That one goes back into the neutral zone. Levine defending. Kerner will come out of his net and send that back around for Schmidt. Schmidt covers, leaves it for Thomas. Thomas up the point. Stretch up to Meade. Meade keeps onside Urick at the circles. That one took a wicked deflection off the face mask of Wakefield. Kept in there. Left for Urick. Urick centered to Meade. 16 seconds left. Levine unable to pick up the puck at the corner, and they're going to take that back behind their net. Back to the boards. 6 seconds left. Meade fighting to get it back to the point, but that's going to do it for the first period.
Yeah, pretty good period of hockey for the Cats. There's the stats.
13 saves. 13. Homer Eagan, 7 saves. 1 goal in the period defense. Quinn Meade from Connor Thomas with 12. Penalties in the period. Eastview got Shelby on for tripping. Eagan's ready. Just a reminder that we'll play chuck the puck at the end of this next period, and we'll play again during the Varsity game. But go ahead and pay your money and get your pucks to be able to play at the end of the second period right before we make ice.
All right, so yeah, good first period of hockey. Shots 14-7 in favor of the Wildcats. Wakefield doing some meditation over there, getting ready for the next period.
If we can pan to the right.
Yeah. Hey, Caroline, can you pan to the right and show Wakefield? We like that. Wakefield had a lot of action first period.
Wakefield giving homage
getting ready
to the Nets.
We like it. So yeah, good first period. So again, Hockey Day Minnesota. Looking back at the tradition of hockey in Minnesota and thinking about how we got here as the state of hockey. First game, official game, held in 1895, and it was held by the University of Minnesota, played a team that came down from Winnipeg. There were certainly some club teams in Minneapolis and St. Paul at the time. The Gophers officially launched their program in 1921. How we established ourselves, over the 30s, 40s, 50s, a lot of strong Iron Range teams, a lot of tradition, carrying that through obviously the Miracle in the 80s. And just the way we developed so many kids over the years. these two programs themselves started. Eagan started in 1990 for varsity hockey, and Eastview started in 1999. So both been around for a little bit. It's just some fun hockey day stuff. So here we go, getting ready to start the second period, and we will have 5-on-5 hockey. Arthur Eddy's still going to be sitting for his misconduct for a bit. So we're going to start off with the line: Quinn Mead, Hudson Schmidt, looks like Dan Urich, and Levine and Raslin at the point.
Wildcats got that into the zone now, deep, picked up behind the net by Eastview. Tripping call coming here. Levine will touch it and we'll get a whistle. Wakefield streaking down back to his bench in case they were able to get an extra skater, but now Danny Urich will join Eddie for a couple minutes. Eddie's still serving the rest of his 10-minute misconduct.
Yeah,
Should be out fairly
he
soon.
appreciates somebody keeping company for 2 minutes.
And maybe that's what Urich was thinking about. He
That's
just
right.
wanted to, kind of chat for a little bit, see how things are going.
Make sure Andrew's in. Or Arthur, excuse me.
Nice tip there by Schmidt, as he'll win almost won the foot race, but just a little stutter step there. Levine takes that back to the boards, trying to backhand that. Still recovered by Levine and into the boards. Schmidt with a nice hit. Levine sends that back up to the point. Eastview trying to regain control, and Levine will take that up and back into neutral ice. That one bouncing puck all the way back down for Wakefield to sail down. Minute 20 left in this PK. PK for TK. Eastview back down the other way. Sent through neutral ice. Brought in onside. Shot right into the Eagan logo. Saved Kerner.
Very nice. Just got an update. Ethan, who's missing, very exciting news that he did a national qualifier today after state, and he got the victory, so he will go off to the National Speech and Debate Tournament in Richmond, Virginia in June.
Awesome.
So way to go, Ethan. Very proud of you.
That one shot from the slot off the post. Riley pressuring. Eastview able to keep it in. They're trying to capitalize on that close opportunity there. Another shot taken away by Riley, and Riley able to flip that puck up down the ice. And yes, another congratulations to Ethan Mann. And we will be excited to have you back and play, but certainly appreciate our multi-talented scholastic Ethan Mann, a scholar, an athlete, and a gentleman. Eastview dumps that back down, 27 seconds left. Kerner settles, sends that up the boards. Eastview going to try to keep that in, and do send it behind the net. Hard shot around the boards. That one will escape for another clear down the ice. 14 seconds left in this PK. Riley applying pressure.
Urich getting ready. Eddie's going to let him out of the box. Here we go.
Very kind. Stretch pass up to the blue line. Backhand shot just above the crossbar. That one picked up. Sent back into neutral ice there by Urich. Takes it to the bottom of the circles, behind the net. No one out front, so he'll send that back towards the point. Mead, shimmy into the center. Able to get a quick shot off that one to skate to Beckwith. Nice to keep it in the zone. Back to the point. Back to Schmidt. Schmidt has it side circles. Shot on goal into the glass. We have a Wildcat in the net. That one back to the point for Beckwith. Beckwith shot blocked there by Eastview. Schmidt poked into the boards. Mead behind the net. Now going into the corner. Dodges a check. Mead brings it back to the center. No one there to fish it out, but that one sticked down by Beckwith. Gillespie takes it to the outside, sends it in deep, tipped, no icing. Behind the net, it's number 38 for the Lightning, who send it back to the boards. Looking for a stretch pass opportunity. That one hits the stick of Beckwith, sends it up to Siljan. Siljan Over to Strom at the right side here. Strom, top of the circles, sends it across, tried to feed that for Siljan, who was wide open, streaking the net. Siljan to Groutman, to Thomas at the point. Thomas through traffic, wicked rebound over to the side for Razin. Razin sends it into the corner for Strom. Strom, Thomas pinches, sends it back into the corner. Now again for Siljan. Siljan behind the net, push forward. Siljan looking for an outlet, leaves that for Strom. Strom steps aside, gets it back to Siljan. Siljan cross ice to Razin. Razin sent out front, picked aside, and Thomas will pick that up. Let his team clear and then bring it back in the zone. Nice pass over to Groutman on the other side. Groutman just lost the handle there, but Razin with good foresight to back out and keep control. Back in, Thomas got Groutman out front. Thomas to Groutman, not able to pull the trigger. Steinke steps around one. Eastview sends that all the way down. Kerner settles, leaves it for Thomas.
Kerner says, let's keep this going.
Kerner was not ready to take that. Eastview not able to get control, and that one gets dumped back into the zone by Steinke. Settled by Wakefield. Up the boards. Razin with a nice pitch, gets hooked himself, no call. And Steinke dumps that in deep. Cats touch back up again, and Riley applies forward pressure there by Steinke as well. Off a helmet, down with a skate. Thomas intercepted there by someone. Unnecessary stick there by Eastview. Skated by Kerner and whistled down.
Yeah, Raslin gave him a little bit of a whack, which you always know the guy did something extra if Raslin gives more. Yeah, nice buck movement, a good chance for Groutman there. Nice pass from Thomas. Thomas, quite a few assists this year. He's got a good eye, much like his siblings as well, for finding open guys.
5-on-5 hockey. That one goes sent all the way around. Schmidt able to settle that down for Mead. Mead with a couple quick steps, able to take it to the center. Had Yurick there helping out as well. That one goes into the body of Yurick. He gets it. Gets nice open ice hit there. Gets right back up. He's all right. Levine backhands that back into the corner. Yurick trying to exact some pressure. Back to the point. Mead not able to keep it in, but does get possession. Backhanded there by Gillespie. Sent across ice there. Stretch pass right to the top of the slot. And a rainbow of a shot. Just a floating muffin right into the glove of Kerner. Eddie's penalty has expired. He goes back to the bench.
Switch the lines back up here. See, sitting behind all the production crew for the Varsity game, which will be on ETV tonight.
That one back around for Yurick, who slows it down, gets it up to Schmidt. Schmidt's breaking in with Mead. Schmidt takes it to the center. Shot! Somehow trapped between the pads of Wakefield. He tracked that puck with excellent skill.
Yeah, that was a nice cut to the middle by Schmidt. Gets off a good shot. Mead was there for the rebound, but Wakefield said not today.
16 shots to 11 in favor of Eagan. 8:50 left in the second frame. Words here by Stripes. Blows the whistle and just kidding.
Somebody's getting booted. Eastview's getting booted.
Eastview had a little too quick of a step off the draw. Able to take that behind their own net. Schmidt leaves that for Beckwith to handle. Back in. Mead tried to pull that back to the center. Schmidt on the boards, able to get it to the corner, back behind the net for Mead. Mead's got Yurick out front. Centering opportunity gets intercepted there by Eastview as they bring it back through neutral ice. Shot far into the corner as Thomas pulls it away from traffic. Thomas kicks it ahead. Has a pass that goes a little bit out of Yurick's reach, but not far enough for icing. Yurick will go off in favor of Siljan. Groutman's on as well. That one through neutral ice. Into the zone briefly. Siljan picked that pass up from Beckwith, and now he'll take it to the outside. Got Groutman out front. Siljan driving the net. Tried to hit that top corner over the glove side of Wakefield. But Wakefield in his big frame able to keep the angle, keep the puck out of the net. And now all's right in the world again. Levine and Razinen back at the point. Strom, Groutman, and Siljan out the front. Groutman sends that to the boards. Back around for Siljan. Razinen with a good pinch. Saved there by Levine. And that one gets sent back into the O-zone. Siljan looked like he was skating everywhere and made Eastview panic enough to send that all the way down for an icing whistle. Just over 7.5 minutes left. As the camera pans back around, Varsity's getting ready to go as well. Shot gets deflected into the corner. Strom picks that up. Out front, Siljan had a whack at it. Groutman out for Siljan. Siljan with another shot blocked. Puck over for Levine. Levine brings it. Shot gets deflected into the corner. Strom, Siljan. Strom left that for Strom. Razinen the other way. Able to slow down his pressure. Levine picks that up, sends it all the way around. Siljan trying to beat that puck for icing is waved off. Siljan. Strom was parked out front for a minute there. Back up to Levine. Levine shot through traffic. Deflected. Backhand missed. But kept in there by Groutman. Groutman shot on goal right into the open glove of Wakefield. Nice chance there by Levine.
Good
And
shift for the Wildcats.
For Groutman. Good shift.
Good pressure, and Eastview trying to get it out. Nice job holding it in, and some good chances.
Shots 2-1 in favor of Wildcats, 21-11. Kept in there. Stanky in the corner. Riley coming in to help as well. Riley will pick it up. Has Skoog out front. Back for Stanky, who's pulling it to the center. And that one gets taken away by Eastview. Back down to Gillespie with a nice reach. Sends it in. Riley was waiting there at the blue line. Good patience not to enter early. Skoog sends it up into the air. Back to neutral ice for Beckwith. Beckwith sends it over to Gillespie. Cats touch back up and Gillespie sends it on deep. Just over 6 minutes left. Gillespie not able to pinch there. Eastview comes back on a 2-on-2. 2-1 developed there. Stanky the other way, 2-on-2. Stanky's got Riley up front. Out to Riley. Riley's shot. Skoog almost had a rebound attempt as well. Someone got taken down there.
He's going to call him for hauling down Riley as he shot. I don't know, like Riley was a little off balance. I didn't quite see that penalty, but we'll take it. Go set up the power play. See if we
will take it indeed. No penalty shot called, of course.
Yeah, so gave him a
tripping call on number 12 Swenson of Eastview. So about half of this remaining time, 5:50, will be spent on the power play. Ideally, we don't need the full 2 minutes to capitalize. Thomas, Razinen at the point. That one kept in by Thomas. Thomas to Urick. Urick to Mead, back to the point. Razinen able to keep it in. Schmidt, Razinen. Razinen will send it over for Thomas. Shot.
Ooh, there it
Tipped
is.
by Quinn Mead.
What a play. Good puck movement.
Beautiful goal for the Wildcats. Wakefield knew it.
Yeah, he had it. That is
He definitely had the
like
angle.
the last minute tip, and again going back to Thomas having that nice vision to see Quinn cutting across, and it's kind of like the layup for the alley-oop in basketball, the moving screen.
Beautiful goal.
Yep.
Quinn Mead. Razinen to Thomas. Thomas sends that back to neutral ice. Razinen up to Mead. Mead. That one back down for Thomas. Rasmussen with the secondary assist. Thomas with the first. Goal by Mead. That one back to the point. Shot through. Almost had a break there.
Looking for his third already.
It's Mead's second of the game.
I think that was his second, wasn't it? Didn't he get our first goal?
I believe so.
I think so.
Thomas to Mead. Mead shot. Almost at the corner pick. Siljan picks that up. Siljan shot right into the glove.
Yeah, Quinn definitely stepping it up this game. I think Riley is staying at forward. I think they are letting Eddie think about his life choices for a little bit longer.
Possibly.
So that's the 5D still rotation. So
that one sent around. Strom almost able to get a stick on that. He's still going to apply pressure there. Kicked in, kept in at the top of the slot by Groutman. That one goes back down. Defended there by Levine. Weird bounce.
yeah, weird.
But Kerner all over it, able to keep it out of the twine. Made Coach Jordan West sweat, have to readjust his head a little bit on that one. Groutman sends that for Levine. Levine back behind the net, trying to hit Siljan. Siljan somehow gets the puck out. So that worked about 70%. Back down for Levine. Groutman kept aside there by Siljan. Beckwith applies pressure, takes it back into his own defensive zone. Sent over for Levine. Levine back to Beckwith. Beckwith stretched all the way out to Siljan, not able to get a stick on that. Eastview will send a D2D back in their own zone. Tipped there, landed there. Eastview picks it up in the slot, able to get a shot off from their knees. But Siljan gets that back out. Groutman sells it back down. Siljan with a 2-on-1 opportunity. Siljan to Groutman almost tipped that in. Nice pass across. That one will be settled down. Icing is going to be the call. Levine will pick it up. Doesn't go far enough. Levine to Groutman. Groutman sends it in for Stanky. Apparently offside was the call. That one past Riley. Levine had a stick there. Hit there by Siljan. Riley and Levine back behind the net. Riley trying to get hold for evade the centering pass. That one goes all the way up for Stanky. Stanky's shot blocked. Pulls it to the center and then blocked by Levine. That one goes back to the boards. Riley has Stanky in the middle. Riley tried to backhand that. That one off the center. Beckwith there, able to keep it in. Beckwith shot on goal to the side and covered by Wakefield. He's had enough of that shift. And Kenny
Just a
Wayne.
reminder, last chance to pay for it, get those pucks, and take a try and check the puck. We'll play right at the end of the second period when the players leave the ice.
2:29 left in this second period. Cats leading 2-0, shots 25-13. Thank you for joining us on this Hockey Day Minnesota. We have Quinn Mead, Danny Urick, Hudson Schmidt at their forwards. Stripes trying to psych everyone out with a random puck drop there. Back to the front for Quinn Mead, push that to the side, takes it in the corner. Up loose again, Urick able to get to Mead. Mead trying to pull it to the center. He's able to get it back up to the point. Gillespie with a nice keep in there at the blue line. That one sent all the way around. Urick and Schmidt in the corner fighting for it. Eastview able to escape, take it right through their crease. Ill-advised, as the famous Mike Hendrickson says.
Ill-advised. And
Gillespie at the point, through traffic.
Oh, there it is.
Rebound there, and it goes in. Not sure if Schmidt got it touched. I think he did.
Yep.
Diving attempt save there by Wakefield, but alas, too late.
Yeah, made a nice first save. Went right over to Huddy.
Absolutely.
Dove, tried to make a second, but D's got to help him out a little bit there. But Good news for the Wildcats. Nice goal.
Good indeed.
Hey, here's our favorite D pair coming back out.
That's right. Minute 45 left. Levine, Razanen, Skoog, Riley, and Stanky. Ref looking over the shoulder. That one dropped back down for Levine, who gets it over to Razanen. Razanen settles it. Still able to get a stick on that. Back behind the net for Levine. Levine pass up to Riley. Riley's got Skoog on his left. Skoog. Shot on goal. Almost tipped there by Riley. Hits the side of the net. Net must be off.
I think so.
It is.
Even with nice pegs. Kinda.
I mean, it did move.
It did move a little bit. Using the nice pegs. Bantam hockey kills me all the not good pegs.
Back to the point for Levine. Levine gets that over to Skoog. Shot high, tipped into almost the net, top of the glass. Stanky backhands that back to Riley. Riley, good puck possession. Gets around one. To the point for Razanen. Razanen thought about a shot there, but takes it deep into the zone. Back up to the point for Levine. Able to keep it in. Gets it up to Skoog. 1 minute left. Riley in the corner. Skoog coming in to help out. Levine and Razanen at the point. Stanky settles it down. Gets it back to Riley. Riley trying to send that back to the corner. Riley brings it to the front. Shot out front. And Skoog able to bury the rebound. Riley to Skoog. 4-0 for your Wildcats. Hear the famous Skoog chant
fans over
throughout
there.
the crowd.
Yeah, Skoog on his first shot almost hit the ice bumper cars earlier in that shift, but he finishes burying it in the back of the net.
Which I would have appreciated.
Yeah, I would have. Take those out. We should get a group together, go ice bumper carring.
That's right. Maybe it's fun. I don't know. Cross ice pass to Razanen, back to Levine. Levine tried to get that back to Strom. That one's going to go all the way down.
Assist for 3, William Riley, and 12, Dave Steinke. 14-24.
Riley and Stanky with the assist.
Skoog. Riley and Steinke for the Wildcats.
Back down, 23 seconds left. Eastview pulls that to the center. Saved there by Kerner. Centering opportunity again, thwarted by Groutman. Eastview, shot, glove, save, Kerner. 10 seconds left.
Tracking that through traffic. Get out of this period here, 10 seconds left, help Eric out.
After this period, we will have an ice clear. I think Groutman knew what was going to happen there.
Booted.
That one punched back out into the neutral ice. Siljan trying to poke that ahead. And 2-1-0.
In the second period,
Shots 27 to 15.
his 2 period total is 23.
Nice period by the Cats.
Yeah, definitely. So, out shooting them. It is time for the chuck-a-puck. So once the boys clear the ice, we're going to do that. So again, wait till this guy gets done.
Joining us in the booth, power forward Jack Brinson. Just give us a little recap of the game here. What do you think the Cats are doing well?
I think it's going great. I'm loving the forecheck. We're not very much defensive zone time. I think it's going great. Honorable mention to Willie, Liam Razanen, and Preston Skoog with the last goal. It's looking good.
Thank you, Jack, and good luck on your game later tonight.
Who do you guys have tonight, Jack?
We have a game against Duluth on the East Rink. If you're coming for VAR, maybe you should think about switching locations.
Very nice to see you, Jack. Thanks for coming by the booth. So chuck-a-puck time, as we mentioned before, it is Stick It to Cancer Night. So tonight we are raising money for the Angel Foundation.
Closest to the Wildcat nose wins a great prize.
right, out come the Chuggabucks. So the Angel Foundation, founded in 2001. It is a Mendota Heights nonprofit. Their mission is to provide relief to adults with cancer and their loved ones through financial assistance, education, and emotional support. And their vision is to ensure that all adults facing cancer have the resources they need throughout that journey. Impact: over $15 million in financial aid has been distributed, and more than 58,000 people have been served. So, again, the Eagan Wildcats program, happy to partner on this Stick It to Cancer Day with the Angel Foundation. And please check out their website if you'd like to figure out how you can contribute more to that great work. All right, we're going to take a break here, and we will see you after we resurface in about 15. Kind of smacked Eric a little bit there. And we will have a face-off over in the zone, 28 seconds in. And I think they got 1 or 2 shots in there. Guy pushed off on Eric a bit. Are we live on the
We are live,
Looks
yes.
live, yep. Welcome back to the broadcast booth, Mike Levine.
Thank you, Chris. Puck down for Mead. Schmidt able to come away with that. Yurk entering the zone as well. Schmidt almost got caught off on the turnbuckle there, but that one sent back up all the way down for an icing whistle.
All right, this broadcaster is going to try this pretzel, so my co-booth host knows I am a fan of pretzels with cheese, and Mike runs the St. Thomas concession stand, so he was nice enough to bring me over a St. Thomas pretzel. So I've kept it in my back pocket, heating it up for 2 periods. It is warm and it is soft.
Which worries me.
Yes.
Shot on net there by Scoog. Pretzel definitely not the same without the cheese, but you can kind of get a feel for it, especially for a packaged one that's shelf stable, much better warm. We'll have to have you out. Shot on net again by Scoog. That one goes behind the net. Icing waved off as Beckwith will pick it up in the corner, send it hard around the boards. Intercepted there by Steinke. Eddie goes into the boards with Steinke. That one sent up below a crashed down Eastview player who's slow to get back up, but he looks to be okay. Maybe got a little shaken.
This looks like the Meister Bake Pretzel Company. So, did you order this brand yourself over there, or was this the brand they already were using?
So we use a supplier called Gold Medal. They might have been using this before.
Sorry.
And they do a good job. Same place we get our popcorn.
All right, my daughter Kelsey in the booth trying the pretzel as well. What do you think of the pretzel, Kelsey?
It's yummy.
Good. Excellent review.
Dumped deep by Skoog, and Steinke will try to regain possession. Just bobbled there a little bit behind the net. Eastview skates it through the crease, through the neutral zone, in onside, strangely, and Beckwith will chase it into the corner. Avoids a hit. Skoog backhands it for Groutman. Groutman takes it to the neutral zone, takes it to the other outside. Steinke drags the foot, enters in, and shot on goal saved by Wakefield.
Sorry, but it doesn't hear me true.
What's that? Oh yeah, I was like, oh.
Well, good pretzel.
Siljan leaves that for Gillespie. Gillespie shot on net, deflected into the glass. Eastview able to get it up, out, all the way down, whistle again. Looks like we're getting a low battery alert. Might have to change over here in a few minutes to another device. The cold and lithium-ion batteries are not our friends.
Looks like we have an official going off the ice, one of the refs. Not sure if he took a puck or what happened,
like he's
but
limping off.
We are going to assess
So now
that
might
for
be
him.
a time to switch cameras.
Yep, good time for that.
Looks like he's got helped out, actually.
So it looks like we will probably finish this game with one official while the other ref goes over there. I'm not sure if he took a puck or what exactly happened. Ref having a conversation with the Eastview coaches. Now he's going to go over and talk to TK and Jordan a bit here. Tell them what's going on. Probably saying, well, I guess I'm going to have to do it myself because I don't know that there's any option other than him doing it himself, and he will just do his best on it. So 4-0 and one ref. So we wish him luck out there. Hockey Day Minnesota couldn't have hockey without our refs. Well, sometimes they frustrate people, but doing their best out there always. All right, goes back to Riley at the point. There's a tip out front, and that's going to go back into the slot for Eastview. Is going to break it out. There's a chance.
Thwarted there by Riley. Riley able to send that one in offside. Cats will have to touch back up and do. Eastview gets it back into the neutral zone, but recovered there by Gillespie as he sends that one on deep. Wakefield covers behind the net. Leaves that for his defenseman who sends that around the boards. They try to get that out of the zone and do. Stretch pass goes all the way down. Kerner settles that down. Wraparound opportunity. Shot wide. Kerner able to get back in the net and avoid his nightmare situation, I'm sure. Riley at the boards stretches that back to mid-ice. Silden not able to get a stick on that one. Settled down by Kerner back into the corner. Kerner's corner. Silden with a nice pass up to Mead, who gets around one. Mead's got Schmidt out front. Mead settles it down, takes it behind the net. Good puck possession for himself. Out front for Urick. Back to the point. Blue line a little bit too far. Razin able to dump it back in as the Cats touch back up. 11:25 left in the third period. Into the boards. Urick able to get that up off the glass. That one goes by the point for Razin to pick up. Razin skates back with a nice little mohawk. Gets that back up to the neutral zone for Urick. That one goes by his stick. Mead picks it up behind the net. Mead with Razin defending. Mead gets around one and takes it through the neutral zone. Stretch over to Schmidt. Schmidt shot coming and goal! Hudson Schmidt tips it in to get the Cats up 5-0. While we do that, we're going to make it.
Yeah, very nice goal there by Huddy. Nice pass by Quinn.
Keep things rolling here.
I think second assist goes to Levine on that, but we'll hear if that's official.
And we are back live. Did not miss much. Jurgen Levine with assist. Goal by Hudson Schmidt. That one sticks loose by Eddie. That one will be sent all the way down the ice. Icing is the whistle.
Hey, that was a well done, flawless camera change there, buddy. Well done.
It's not my first time.
Yeah, not your first rodeo getting the new operation back there. So, welcome back in that very brief. You're like the NASCAR guys with the tires out there.
That's right. We've missed a puck drop, but not too bad. That draw contested, won by Razinen, or recovered by Razinen, sent in deep by Siljan. Strong behind the net. Tried to get that centered. Still working at it into the corner. Eastview took a dangerous pass almost towards the crease, and now will come back through neutral zone. Happy to dump it deep. Kerner behind the net, sends that into the glass as a little ride rail. Rail ride. Razinen to Strom. Strom keeps it outside, dumps it deep. Levine joins the rush, looking to get that behind the play, and does. Levine applying pressure. Stretch pass goes uncaught, and that whistle can only mean one thing. Well, it means several, but in this case, it's icing.
People starting to file in for the varsity game coming up soon here.
Should be a busy crowd. Eastview just on the border, within the confines of the city of Eagan, so should be a good matchup here. Game will probably get started a little bit late, as this game also started late because of the overtime from the girls varsity. Schmidt shot goes up into the air, back to the point. That one gets loose. Odd man rush here, sent across too far for Eastview as they go feet first into the boards. Need to Beckwith. Eastview trying to get a shot back, kicked ahead by Mead, settled down by Schmidt, back into neutral zone. Eastview sends it up, that one tipped in. Kerner again settles it down, sends it behind the net for Beckwith. Beckwith sends it all the way around. Schmidt able to slow it down and sends, is looking for Urick there. Back for Thomas. Thomas now finds Mead, who's able to tip it in. Thomas takes it towards behind the net. Eddie takes it full way around. Eddie up to Steinke, up to Skoog. Skoog takes it in with Eddie. Skoog shot, glove save for Wakefield. 8:06 left in the game.
Like Caden, one of the Eastview guys got a little tangled up behind the play as well, but able to separate.
Top of circle, shot on net, gets deflected aside. Steinke had a good stick chance there behind the net. Skoog sends that back behind the net as well. Eastview rushes up the ice, gets that settled down there by Eddie. Skoog sends it behind the net. Wakefield not able to get a stick on that. Steinke chases it into the boards. Back into the corner behind the net for Eastview, and they send it back out into the circle. That one sticked away up into the glass by Riley. Riley Gillespie, your current D pair. Riley rushes that one up the boards on the outside. Keeps it out, gets it behind the net. Looking for a centering opportunity. Taken over there by Eastview as they're happy to send it up the boards and back into the neutral zone. Eddie able to slow it down. Re-enters the zone with Riley. Drops it for Steinke, pulls it to the center, back to the side for Riley. Riley around the corner, back to front. Eddie. Eddie shot on net, covered by Wakefield. Nice offensive pressure on that shift by Riley and Eddie. Rassen and Levine, Silden, Strom, Groutman. Shot blocked there, kept in by Levine. Tipped into the corner. Sent around the boards. Silden trying to get there. Groutman provides pressure. Levine able to get it to Strom, who sends it back into the offensive zone with 6:38 left in the third period. Back to the boards. Eastview, collision there. Silden able to pick that back up. Gets blocked, sent on net again. Wakefield smothers and covers for another save.
Yeah, it looks like we have two refs back on the ice, so not sure if it was our same guy or if they pulled in. Maybe one of the varsity guys got here early, so I don't think that's the same guy, but nice to see, if it is, nice to see him back and two refs on the ice.
Silden, shot on net, right into the breadbasket. Shots 35-17 in favor of the Wildcats. Puck back down for Groutman. That one comes loose through the neutral zone. Silden with a nice check, forecheck. That one back bounces aerially through the crease. Razina picks that up, sends it to Groutman. That one dropped back down for Levine. Was able to get it back out of the zone. Sent back deep. Offside. Razinin gets it out of the zone. Lightning will have to touch up. Still offside. Levine will have some time to get it back. Brings it to the center. Pokes it ahead for Groutman, who enters with Silden on the other side. Groutman shot high and wide. That one hits the pit. Takes a weird carom. And Levine pushing off pressure, able to negate man out front. Groutman brings a man down. Levine takes it to the outside. Drives the net, tried to get around one. Tried to backhand that to himself, leaves him for Silden. Levine in a shoving match there. Still going after the puck, and Eastview will come away with it, send it back up to the point. And nice pressure there by Schmidt to recover and leave for Mead. Mead through the center of the ice, comes to the outside, gets around one, looking to complete the hat trick with a wraparound, not able to get there. Mead not seeming to lose any energy here. Thomas sends that down, almost gloved by Urick. Tipped ahead, icing waved off. Pulled to the center, backhand goes through traffic. Beckwith to Mead, Mead behind the net. Mead taken down, no call. Schmidt hard into the boards. Leaves that for Urick. Urick backhands that. That one deflected aside with the paddle by Wakefield. Kept in there by Beckwith. Beckwith behind the net, looking for options. Find it with Urick at the point. Urick sent on net. Wicked tip behind for Schmidt. Loose for Eddie. Eddie's shot goes high. Kept in there by Thomas. Thomas has a shot that goes right into the open glove of Wakefield. 3:50 left.
Need a little shaking up on that play there. He got taken down, and then after he got taken down, the guy checked him into the boards. Always a bit of a dangerous play, so hopefully Quinn's all right on that.
That one covered by Gillespie, who sticks it into a shin pad. Skoog tried to get pushed onto the Eastview bench there. Eddie behind the net. Centers. Steinke had a stick on that one. Bounces loose. Skoog with another forecheck. Gets loose. Eastview trying to send that behind. Check there behind by Eddie. Eastview behind their own net. Send it to the point. Step around one. Trying to cut to the middle. That one on net. And covered by Kerner. Nice opportunity by Eastview to tip in a bouncing puck there.
So speaking of Quinn's, have you watched Quinn Hughes with the Wild play?
I have.
Oh my gosh. So I
He's
was at the
been on
game
there
the
a lot.
other night, and we were 6 rows up from the ice. You could really see I have never seen a defenseman skate like him. As my brother said, it's like you're watching a video game with that guy.
Yeah, he mashes on the X button a lot. Strong player. It's been a good addition to the Wild.
Who do they play tonight? Do you know?
They are playing. Yeah, the Blackhawks coming up soon, but I don't think that's tonight.
I'm not sure. It's a nice way to round off Hockey Day Minnesota.
Absolutely.
What a fun Hockey Day Minnesota it's been at the Eagan rink. Lots of good games. Everybody's out, all the kids being rink rats, sticking around after their own games to watch other games.
You
Kind
love
of
it.
what you love.
3 minutes even left in the third period here. Levine sends that around the net for Strom, who catches it, gets it back out. Siljan's push in. They were not going to let that one go.
Yeah, doesn't matter if the other team pushes you. If you're off, you're off. One of the guys in our last game on the other team got really mad about that, but it's like, oh, it doesn't matter.
Offside is offside.
Yeah.
Levine sends that in deep. Wakefield not able to settle it down around for Siljan. Siljan tried to bring that to the center. Eastview recovers. Sends that across ice. Levine and Razin defending. Levine keeps his man to the outside and does not let a shot get off. Back up to the boards for Strom. Strom to Siljan. Brings it back to the center. Trying to beat one more. Takes a shot on net. Deflected into the corner. Nice save there, Wakefield. Kept in there. Sideboard, side of the circle. Mead is not done. Mead back to the point for Razinen. Razinen sends that behind the net. Siljan has it in the corner. He's pushed into the glass. Mead brings that forward, takes it back off the boards. Brings it to center, shot off the noggin of Wakefield, sends it into the netting for another whistle with 1:57 left in the third period. Shots 38-19 in favor of your Wildcats in white, green, and blue.
Yeah, should be an exciting matchup. I wonder if our buddy Charlie Scanlon is playing in net tonight for
I'd
the
imagine
Lightning.
he is. Schmidt tried to take that to the center. Thomas able to calm that down briefly, brought in by Eastview. Thomas got that up to Urick. Urick sends that for Schmidt, brings it to the center, drags around one. On net and goal, Eagan. That one went in and bounced back out.
Yeah, not sure one. I think one of the two guys got a hat trick here, either Mead or Huddy. I think it was Huddy got it.
Huddy's, I think, claiming responsibility.
Yeah, I think so. We'll learn in a couple seconds here. Hat trick for somebody.
And we'll hear who they had announced, but
An
I believe it might be
explanation.
Hudson Schmidt.
Yeah, the Eastview bench wanting a clarification on it. Eastview needs one more guy on the ice here. Need a left wing. Makes it 6-0 here.
Puck's back down. Eastview tried to get it into the zone, kept out there.
Hudson Schmidt his third goal of the game. Assist to 36, Dan Urick. Time of the goal 13:24. Schmidt from Urick for the Wildcats.
Urick, a couple points on the game here, I believe. That one sent back behind the net for Kerner. Kerner leaves that for Thomas. Thomas sends that back up. We are in runtime territory now. Schmidt leaves that. Shot on goal, deflected loose, still loose. Whistle, quick whistle.
Yeah, that's all right. Get the whistle there. 45 seconds of run time left. Yeah, really filling in right now. This is one of the bigger crowds I've seen at the Eagan Civic Arena in some time.
Stanky, Skoog, Eddie, Gillespie, and Riley are going to finish this one out with 25 seconds left in the game. Puck down, Skoog to Gillespie. Gillespie across to Riley. Riley shot low, loose, covered, 16 seconds left. I'm assuming that's going to about do it.
That should do it. Nice win for the boys. Hockey Day,
9
Minnesota.
seconds left, and a shutout win for Eric Kerner. Congratulations. 6-0 win.
Final shots. Eagan 41, Eastview 19. Nice win for the boys. Hopefully Varsity can carry it over into there. But yeah, everybody, hope you enjoy the rest of your hockey day. And it's nice being back in the booth with you here, bud.
Appreciate your help, Chris. Fun to watch the games, and be sure to cut over to Eagan TV for Mike Cook and Nathan Cron on the call. Going to take care of business for the varsity game. Thanks for watching.
For those slugs anytime.
Absolutely. Happy to do it. Happy to share the wealth. Nice win by the Wildcats. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week. I am at a loss for who we have.
Definitely somebody.
Definitely somebody
Maybe.
on skates, and we will be somewhere. I believe it is another home game.
I think so. So stay warm, stay safe, and we'll see you at the next game.